Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to FSX. Oh yes, the big guns are out, we're bringing back the original. Taking flights in the TFDi design 717 on the flights from here in Lexington Blue Grass to Atlanta. Flights into about an hour or so, and yes, this being premiere means that once again I'm flying the real world. This is flights 3 or 4, it's been a long day for me, and well, because I'm playing 717 real life, it only makes sense to bring back FSX and bring back the 717. It's been a long time, my friends, but we're back. Last time I touched him in this channel was probably when we did the Arini flight with the Drawyah 228. That video, must admit, not the best received, and I did say that I'd never bring the platform back, but I thought, we're flying this in real life, that combined with the 757 this evening, I'm bringing it back for one last hurrah. So, you may disagree with me, this may not be a thing, I do apologise if it's not, but this airplane is fantastic. I can't wait to show it to you guys today. So, jump to the cockpit, set everything up. This aircraft has just flown in from Atlanta. It's actually a really awkward flight leg. So if I go over to FlyLive 24, that's how I'm recording. So this flight number actually is coming from Portland to New York in 739, but the same flight number, Atlanta Lexington, it's Atlanta Lexington. It just goes back and forth. It's a really awkward flight number this you've put together, Delta, but here's what it is. So yeah, jump to the cockpit, set everything up, and prepare ourselves for departure, which is approximately 22 minutes, so don't shoot on the ground. Well, first things first, I guess we'll go straight into PACX. So, shift F9, start a flight, and whoops, change it around. Lexington to Atlanta, Delta to AppInTheAir, 34,000 crew, departure approximately, well, flight time an hour 5, departure approximately, it's, what time is it now? Where's the clock? There it is, 01, so 20 minutes till departure expected. 717-200. Passenger count today of, if I grab the Simbury flight plan, 100 and, correction, only 97 today. No entertainment or Wi-Fi, I believe, is an airplane. Not one thing that Delta fitted as standard. We have got Delta boarding music and safety briefing, which we shall use on board our flight today. Yes to snacks, no to meal service, customer cards not required, and the flight number would continue had we flown into Lexington from Atlanta. The return flight would bring that one to an end. So, passengers now start boarding, and we can start setting up our flights. It's been a while since I last flew this aircraft, so bear with me while I do kind of remind myself where things go, but it's a pretty standard airplane as per most aircraft configuration. So, flying from Lexington Blue Water to Atlanta. Return. Your turn for today is Kilo Bravo November Alpha. Goes into alternative, so that is going to mark it as Nashville is the alternative. Flight number is Delta 1276, so Delta Airlines call sign 1276. RSOG line, the aircraft just flown in, cruising level, flight level 340, and it costs the next day of 24. Next page. Our block fuel is going to be in pounds. Hopefully Tablet's got it for us here. If not, I'll go to the conversions. That's also right there. So, okay, we'll do the quick conversion for that now. Then 2 seconds. So it's 5735 kilos. This is playing in America. Convert into pounds, it's 12.64. So, well, vulnerable 12.6, yeah, that's fine. Takeoff go around weight, that is going to be takeoff gross weight, and that's one. So 100.3 is our gross weight today. Our zero fuel weight should be 87.7. It's given 80.4, so that's fine. 87.7 will stick in. Landing weight estimated to be, with the conversion, estimated landing weight is 47227, which in pounds is going to be 104.1. Yeah, so basically, every so often you'll hear the sound kind of cut off. Okay, so automatically. Essentially, if I click away from FSX, classic FSX, the sound cuts off. So you hear packets in the background, but if you hear the sound cut off every so often, that's because the sim is just being the sim. Second center gravity is going to be 22.5. And since I don't have the number for R0 for weight center gravity, we'll plug the number into that. Cool, flight plan. Let's over to SimBrief and let's start programming our route, starting off with Charlie. That one. From Charlie, next waypoint is going to be India in uniform. From there, it directs to Bravo Golf. Followed by Hitman. My database. Hotel India Tango Mike November. Mike November. Fair enough. Okay, let's get that then. Move on to New BV. Actually, a waypoint has been added recently. Now it's like I've not updated yet. Okay, New BB. I want to do a check the flight plan before we depart to make sure everything's all correct. After that, it's I have. No airways in this flight plan. It's just waypoint, waypoint, waypoint. I have come next. From I have, it's then directs to Matthew. Not in database, great, okay. Hopefully, won't miss out too much. Right, that's our flight plan there. That's fine. So departure runway 09 today at Lexington. No SID, so we direct departure routes. Insert runway 09, and then we'll clear these continuity. Right, so we go to plan mode, and let's hope that nothing's too massively out of place. So depart out, that's our routing, cover curve flight plan in, to I have, and then Atlanta forms our arrival. Cool, that's fine. So directing runway 08 left at Atlanta today, on the Chipper 1 arrival. I won't plug it in just yet, but I'm genuinely interested to know if Atlanta has said arrival start. We've got a choppy one, but not a chipper one. So I need to have a bit of fun on the flight plan later on, see if there's anything I can just stick in their place. So, aero cycle, not quite up to date, not the end of the world, back to the map, that's fine. Because the attitude is 34,000, so I set the attitude to 34,000. There's no AT today, not using no video, nothing like that. Again, this is a really, well, it's a tool off FSX Rewind back in the day. And so I use it for the just for the sake of just loading it in and flying. Flight director is on, flight director switch is down here, on by default. Do also switch a second as well. So, flight plan's configured, I'm happy with that. Head over to our takeoff information and let's plug in our numbers. So, flex. VTEX to 57. Flaps, we'll dial a flap today for 7 degrees. Slope 0/headwind of 6 knots. And outside air temperature right now it was reported to be at 8 degrees centigrade plus 8. You want the plus as well, do you? Yes, you do. No, you don't. Ah, is it going to be in Fahrenheit? Hey Google, 8 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit. 46. I wonder why it's not allowed to input that. So always OAT. Go to progress. That's project there is 9. It has also type 1 up. Okay, so won't do it as centigrade. Won't do it as Fahrenheit. Waiting for aeroplane. Why do you not like this? Then 2 seconds. Let me go back to the. Bear with me. I presume somewhere I have a note down. That will help me with what I need to do right now. So, in terms of temperature inputs, that should be Is it that he wants? Yes. It wants an centigrade. Okay, fair enough. I'll give it that. So it's been a while since I last properly used aeroplanes, so we'll have to get a bit back into the flow of things. V speed, so V1 145, rotate 147, V2 151. I'm happy with that. 151 is set over here. Cool. So at this point, passenger board now, so we can secure the aircraft. Close the doors. Activates the rear right-hand fuel pump, which is what's connected to the APU on board the 717. APU air off, master switch starts.
Roughly 1 hour and 5 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in
so watch the APU, which is increase. Go to some of you because the APU start up as well, hopefully. There we go, right on cue. I mean, it's not been too long since I asked through the MD11 in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so the MD18 in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and for the most part, I mean, this is a bit not on MD95. Most of what you expect is the same. Stabilizer trim to 3.1, carry sets to 0, so use the on yoke trim switches. Set up now 3.1. That is fine. And flaps 7 degrees set. I must admit, it's not in the green zone, however. And the aircraft will actually give me a config warning for departure. Let me just trim a little bit more, perhaps. Ignore me. This needs to be up. Yeah, ignore me. Ignore me. 3.1 going the other way, preferably. There we go. I mean, last time I flew the 717 in particular, I think it was actually when I flew with Volotea a couple of years ago. So Volotea I flew with on a Boeing 717 from Venice to Catania. That was a couple of years ago now. And then since then I've just never really touched aircraft at all. But it's not difficult to get your head around. TFDi design again, their cockpit design is absolutely fantastic with this aeroplane. And so with a bit of work you can get your way back into things. APU bleed on, APU generator. Well, APU set on already, is it? So that's fine. So power comes off. And then that connects to the auxiliary power units. Standard. Cool, right, so we'll get rid of the ground power units. Run the parking brake. So cones and chocks we can remove. We'll let them be status page for now. Screen the passengers and let them prepare for our own pushback and departure. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On board Delta Airlines 1276 flights from Blue Grass, Lexington to Jackson, Atlanta. Flight time today around 1 hour and 5 minutes. Just as flight stage ready after departure and should be airborne in the next couple of moments. Quick update on the weather for you. Right now, it's Atlanta reporting around 52 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies, a few clouds in the area, but for the most part, clear skies on the way in. Any questions today? Feel free to camp on board. Otherwise, you can sit back, relax, enjoy flights with Delta Airlines today. Thank you. So allow that message to go to the cabin. That's all fine. That's our routing set. Departure set. VC's are synced to the ND. Sorry, the PFD. ND's set as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is probably press ourselves push and start. Time right now is 1913, departure expected in just a couple of minutes. Runway 09 departure today, which is the... Bear with me. Runway 09 departure, I'm looking at the charts for Lexington. Unless I'm blind. What am I doing wrong here? Lexington, show charts. We're not doing runway 09. Yeah, I've just looked at it on the charts. I'll show you what I've just done. So flight plan says runway 09 for departure. We're not using that for departure. We'll go for runway 04 instead. So I go back to you. Flight plan. SIDS, runway 04, insert that, flight plans will stay the same, departure will stay the same, that gives us like another runway to play with on departure, that is fine. So, I'm now happy with the aircraft configuration. Done all the checks and everything, so at this point we are pretty much good for push and start. So any APU, that's fine. We'll call the pushback tug now. It's going to be Shift P2 to push to the left. Okay, no tug apparently. No freehand. So park brakes we will release. Now go very slowly. Makes its way out to stand. We've got on to ground connect ready for the engine to start up. Already on. And engine 2 we shall start. I see the sunshine go on, and that's down there, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your
Right, watch the
attention
N2.
to the screen for an
Wait
important
out at 22.
demonstration.
And engine 2 we can then start the fuel
Hello,
flow for.
welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta. Every time we take off, we try to make the world a little smaller.
Engine 2 fuel flow
Our first
start.
priority on every flight is
Before I
the
forget,
safety of
go
our
right.
customers and crew.
Make sure the rest of
give
the
us
fuels
your
are
attention
active that
as
are
we show
required.
you
Ground
what
fuel pumps will be
the
active, so that's
safety
causing
form
problems to start up.
of the safety card. Be sure that all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin, and place smaller items, including handbags, under the seat in front of you. If you lose your electronic
A
device,
little
in your
bit
seat,
away from taxiway, but
please do not
not
adjust
too
your
excessive. Again, FSX back in its prime. Cool, we got so lucky, so lucky.
To fasten, insert the metal pin into the buckle and adjust the strap
boy.
so it's low and
Welcome to
safe
FSX.
flat.
So I guess the question you're going to have is why FSX and not P3D, for example. For some reason, my P3D activations have just expired, or they just don't work anymore. So the option is to contact Lockheed Martin to be like, hey, what's the problem? Can you reset my keys? But too much hassle at this time for a platform that I'm never going to use again. So I thought, for a one-off occasion, why not bring up back FSX? Why not give this another go, one last time? So I've got 2 flights planned for it, both return flights with Delta Airlines, starting off at 717, and later on at 757, bonus video as well, bit of a throwback to flights in 15 years ago. So I'm quite excited for that, I'll call that one in a bit, and yeah, should hopefully be a pretty good video. So, engine 1 now starting up.
In the event of an evacuation, leave all carry-on items behind. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there's a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced,
Good.
lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit. Please take a moment
Engine
to find the exits
1,
closest
good start.
to you, and remember,
Good
they might
panel
be
front.
behind you. It's unlikely,
Now,
but if cabin
shut
pressure changes, the panels
off the
above
APU
the
power,
seat will
engine
open,
generators are
revealing
active,
oxygen
APU can now
If this
come
happens,
off
reach
the
up and
APU
pull the
air.
mask toward you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, slip the elastic
Fine,
strap over your
that's
head,
fine.
and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and
Hydraulics
note that oxygen is flowing,
on
so
and
don't worry
on.
if the bag doesn't
That's
inflate.
fine. And
Be
transition
sure to
pump
adjust
on.
your own
That's
mask
fine.
before helping others.
Cool.
A water evacuation
Ram air comes
is also
on.
unlikely, but just in case,
Most lights
life
are
vests are
armed.
located under your seats in the
Feeds
main
automatic,
cabin.
so
If you're
aircraft being
seated in
pressurized,
first
packs
class
go
or
to
business
auto.
class cabin, life vests are either in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat.
Pumps
To
looking
use,
good.
remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip
Yeah,
the
that
vest over
looks
your head,
okay to
wrap
me.
the strap around your waist and attach it to the
Parking brake.
buckle in
So
front
on seatbelt
and
signs,
adjust
on
securely
air
around
isolation
your
valve
waist.
is
As you leave the
open.
plane, inflate the
Activate
vest by
panel
pulling
quickly.
down on the red
Air
tab
isolation
at the bottom
valve
of the vest,
is
or manually inflate
auto.
it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to
Emergency pads on, battery
If
discharging.
necessary, we'll
Hopefully,
distribute
as the
additional life
engines
vests
continue
for
to
children who weigh
burn,
35
that will allow
pounds or
the
less.
batteries to continue charging. That's not a problem. Apart from that, we
Now,
should
before
be
we
okay
take
taxi
off,
now.
be sure
So
your seat is
that's the
upright, your
cockpit.
aisle armrests are lowered,
Sensor
and your
camera.
tray table is put
Parking
away.
brakes
As we
released.
come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you
Perhaps
need
before we do
anything
that,
before we take off.
let's do a quick flight
And
control check,
finally,
shall we?
now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card,
So
which
all
is in
controls
your
feel
seat pocket.
good. 7 degrees of flaps I've set to, so we jump over to the co-pilot seats.
Everyone at Delta, thank you for paying attention.
Going to set the flap
Now,
into
as we get
position
ready for
0.
takeoff, please
and then dial the flap to 7 degrees. So scroll, down move the flaps to 7, and that'll be our flaps for departure today. Dial the flap. Interesting system. Allows you to basically check the trim, set the throttle to exactly how you need it for your departure. But it's an interesting one. As take a flap to 6 degrees, you see a little pink marker on our throttle place here, EPR. Essentially, that's where the throttle needs to be for our takeoff run today. So that will be that on departure. Perfect. Right, parking brakes released. Let's now taxi to the runway.
The cabin is ready for takeoff.
Thank you, cabin crew. In 2 seconds, I figure out where I'm going. We follow taxiway out in front of us. Make a left onto Alpha. Yeah, perfect. That's Alpha. I need that. So, put the throttle in. Not the quickest response throttle ever, but not the end of the world for me. Ground handling, not too bad in this aeroplane, nice and nimble, not too difficult to get head around. Apart from that, cabin secure, and very shortly ready for departure. Yeah, so hour and 5 minutes flight time ahead of us today. Should hopefully arrive with a few minutes to spare. There's no IVO, no TFDi today, no traffic, so there's nothing in the way of kind of slowing us down. As long as we're airborne in the next couple of minutes, should arrive at Lexington in the next hour or so. Should arrive at Atlanta in the next hour or so. So again, for those of you catching up, this morning I flew from New York to Lexington via Charlotte. It was American Airlines. Again, at the point of recording this, America's next week, so I should have like 5 days to go till I go to America. But yeah, this morning flew into Lexington via Charlotte. That was going to American Airlines, Boeing 737-800, then on to an Embraer 145. Spent the day in Lexington, and now returning back to New York, this time with Delta Airlines on board a Boeing 717, transferring onto a Boeing 757 at Atlanta. That I'm very excited for. I've never been on 757 before. It's an aircraft I've always wanted to go on, and finally when I tick off the list. So very, very, very excited for that. And of course, 717 as well. So this, I'll talk about it more during the cruise, but flying to Lexington was always something that I was going to do in America, because that was an agreement between me and my brother. After it was an inside joke that we kind of turned into a big deal. So I went to America this year, of course, got there for him, and therefore part of my deal was to go to Lexington to try something out. And yeah, it just became the next big thing for me. So the return flight, of course, looking at either going yesterday or today, so either on Sunday or Monday. And Monday gave me the option to fly 717 and 75. The Sunday flight, I think, was another Embraer 190, and then a Boeing 777-900. So Monday just became the better day for the lot. There's the taxi lights. Taxi lights are over here. First position down for both. And I was say, I've been on 717 real life before. Flew it from Venice to Catania. That was with Volotea, before they retired them last year. So it's nice to give this aircraft another go. It's going to be a one-off thing, but out of nowhere, all of a sudden, a second opportunity came, and I was guaranteed to take it. So yeah, if you're just joining us, this is a premiere, not a live stream, meaning I'm flying the real worlds again, third time today. This time aboard a Boeing 717 with Delta Airlines. Yeah, there's no traffic, but we'll do a quick visual check, that's all okay. Set the landing lights to landing. Landing lights not required, thumbs not required, that's all fine. Transponder we will set to TAR right. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Let's enter the runway. Yeah, current position how we need it. 40, up to 50, N1, engine 1, 2 stable. Let's set departure. Airspeed live. 60 knots. 80 knots. Hundreds. B1 rotates. Positive right, gear up. And there you have it, the saving grace of FSX, the flyby cam. There are some things about this sim I do actually kind of miss from back in the day. Alright, let's get ourselves onto the flight path. So we're going to head over to navigation for heading. Flight director will now make us push to the left hand side, which you have about 10 degrees. So follow the flight director, let the aeroplane guide us onto our first waypoint of Charlie. That's up. Left hand side, eventually we'll be going back on ourselves Lexington, be able to spot the airport just on left hand side. But for the most part, there goes the airport looks like now. Not a bad departure. I might tell you what, we're going to skip Charlie. And we'll try and fly direct to the second waypoint of India November. So level the airplane off, set a direct to Indian uniform, execute that. And then switch over to autopilot, set the aeroplane, take control of the rest of the flight. So navigation set. It should also automatically control our pitch and speed.
Stabilizer motion.
There we go. Aircraft in charge. Perfect. Passing through 6,000 feet. Next stop is Atlanta. So it's quite an interesting flight plan it's given us. If I show the Volanta side of things, pass out Lexington, kind of fly towards Louisville. From Louisville, starting south, cross Tennessee, start descent, and then make approach into Atlanta. It's not really a straight line path, rather we avoid most of the traffic ways and get ourselves more of a westerly approach into the airport. Into it doing things, but like I say, it keeps us out of the main part of the traffic, for us on our 717, just gives us a slightly clearer, quieter path to get the aircraft in. Not quite sure why the emergency power still online, the batteries are discharging. Possibly a switch not set up correctly. Batteries on, everything's okay. Yeah, potentially just something I've not remembered from my 717 days, but as long as we're flying, nothing's out of the ordinary, we should be okay. 10,000 feet past, and lights now come off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated. And
So
do not
full of
in
loft,
the
a bit more
galley
focus
or
on the
near
speed side of
level
things. As soon as you get an increase in out of speed, nose pitch up again, and aircraft continues to climb.
Flat over speed. Flat over speed.
Okay, put the flaps up.
Flat over
Didn't
speed.
put the stats up. Let's put reject those now.
Flat over speed.
Right, that should.
Flat over speed.
There we go. That should now reset. Yeah, forgetting 717, the slats and the flaps on different systems. I'm going to reset the dial flap now. And push it into the slow position. And that allows the flaps then reset to move naturally. We'll even program our approach later on. Perfect. Speed increases, altitude increases. And we'll continue onwards. Probably wait a minute or two till we switch on the seatbelt signs. Better figures back. Don't bring in too much information. Waypoints it already needs. Yeah, we'll leave it as it is. And that's what's the range on this right now? Well, 30 miles away from India Tank Uniforms. That's 60 miles. That's 30 miles in the middle of that. Passing now through 15. Okay. Seatbelt signs off. Let's let passengers have their freedoms back in the cabin. So that's going to be switched over here somewhere. There it is. Seatbelt signs off. And confirm that. No, I need to confirm that PACX because both PACX and the 717 are developed by TFDi design. So this aircraft has full integration with PACX. Whatever I do in the cabin, or whatever I do on the overhead, straight away links with PACX. Some different aircraft have that as well in any flight, so FSX, P3D, X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim. But 717 is fully integrated, and it's just another thing I love about it. It's really, really, really well put together. And honestly, it's probably the biggest aircraft I miss out of FSX and Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's such a joy to fly this thing, it really, really is, that on the rare occasion I go back for it, like today, it's just nice to have. It's really, really nice to have. And so I hope that eventually TFDi Design will one day go back and redo this airplane for SFS. Because it's the biggest aircraft to almost have. It almost feels like a shame just to kind of never fly it again. I mean, I brought it back last time for the premiere flights from Venice to Catania. I'm bringing it back today for the premiere flights from Lexington to Atlanta. And I hope that in future there is more opportunity to get more of a flight. So that's the hopes and dreams that I've got. At this point in time, continue to climb out. Shortly going to pass through 18,000, passing to 17 now. ETA 2016 Zulu. That's local time of around. So scheduled departure time was 15:22 local time. Arrival at 16:49. So that's scheduled time for about quarter past 4 local time in Atlanta. Flight time of 1 hour and 27 minutes scheduled. Just lead time of about 1 hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, FS speed is control of the speed right now. This airplane does have auto throttle. Disarm the auto throttle. It's the black buttons on the rear here. No button in front of us. I know that's something that always used to catch me out in the past. And then a couple of occasions the hard way of landing the auto throttle still armed. So yeah. So still remember this airplane. I'm going to pull that now. Let's get out into 2992 standards. And continue the rest of our climb outs. And while we're at it, let's go through the cabin now and let's see who's on board our flight today. Well, so for our seat, so I'm on seat 27A. So go through the cabin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Ooh, 23. There's not enough rows in this aeroplane. Fair enough. Also, let's look at row 13. Boeing airplanes do not have row 13 because in superstition, the row 13 or number 13 is unlucky. Okay, so my seat physically does not exist in this aeroplane. Let's go to the cabin. Let's use all our flight. Any name to recognise? Well, I can't really shout much in the chat because this is the premiere pre-recorded. But if there's anyone I personally recognise, I'll be able to tell you quite quickly. Straight away, the answer is no, not particularly. No, not today. Not today. Fair enough. That's the aircraft. Back to the sound. Yeah, so with FSX, if you click away from the window, if you have Windows lose focus on the window, FSX will just mute itself, which P3D did fix. They had the proper sound out of the window, but FSX unfortunately, I saw there was a mod like back in the day which fixed that, but I can never remember if it worked properly or even what it was called. I certainly don't remember having it. But it's not the biggest loss in the world, let's say. For 2 videos, I'm not going to spend the world in the sim. I've set it all up. I've installed ORBX FTX Global, for example. Got a few freeware sceneries for Lexington, Atlanta, and also JFK when I do the later stream tonight. Otherwise, yeah, that seems pretty good. Passing now through level 225 to 2500s. And a quick look at the external view as we start this left-hand bank, taking us more of a southerly route towards our destination. Ground scenery! It's quite something. In fact, I think flyby view would be slightly better for the, there we go. There we go, that's more like it. As for controls, you're using Precipitous FX as well, so if I move over to one of the ground views, nearest tower, that control behind us should actually be pretty good as well. Right, so, I see the battery charge is gone. I think the weather radar's off. Okay, weather radar we can activate from down here, remember? Yes, it is. What else? There we go. That's range until that's fine. Cool. Right, that's fine. Yeah, just 717 things, I guess. Oh, the frame rate's a little bit stuttery at the moment. Presumably loading scenery or something. Frame this aircraft was always a bit heavy. If I remember, that was one negative of it. But apart from that, that was run pretty smooth. In fact, remember the version 1 update. The version 1 initial release. That was slow. Version 1.1 fixed a lot of things with the frame rate in this aeroplane. Yeah, so let me have a look at the charts quickly for Atlanta, because I've got a feeling, well, I know for a fact we are definitely missing the chipper 1. That does not exist on this aeroplane, I don't think. Red navigation, no, not that one, sorry. I'll go to approach, not yet. Right, over to the airport, top drop and into Atlanta. So according to our assembly flight plan, runway 08 left is in use, so set the arrival start minus 08 left, right, left, and then chipper 1 arrival. Chipper 1 does not exist. We have a choppy 1, I don't know if that's quite what we're looking for. So approaching in from the northeast, do we have anything we can see as alternative? Look at Atlanta approach charts. Atlanta approach charts, star charts actually. Right, so chipper 1 is what we need. Drive and monorail thing. Question is, when is this error cycle dated? To what we've actually got. I'm feeling this is really out of date. Let's have a choppy 1. Similar name. That potentially going to be similar plan. Let's have a look. Step. Does not input that into the management computer's temporary. Interesting. I hate that. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so if I insert it, then it adds everything. And then that pretty much guarantees us that was a wrong. Yeah, that was the wrong one. Flight plan. So let's try it again, shall we? It's definitely not choppy. I'm gonna hate this. Oh, actually, hang on. If I increase. Right, from Bizarre. Does that just go straight to the runway? It does actually. Okay, so can I just take Bizarre? Okay, McDonnell Douglas, I see what you're doing here. Clear you. Clear you. Clear you. Clear you. Just clear everything straight out. Then potentially just fly straight in. Probably the easiest way to do it. And like I say, without any ATC for us to worry about today, that in itself would be a viable option. Because yeah, that just goes straight in. So I can live with that. I can live with that. If we go back to the approach configuration, so approach at Atlanta, that's our runway length, those are the speeds. Approach V136, VRF132. So it's 25 degrees of flaps, so okay, 25 flaps, which is 140 knots approach speed, VRF136. Yeah, I can live with that. Cool. So top of drop will be marked on the ND for us, and the aircraft will automatically descend as well, based on the descent. It's fine for me. As for the ice frequencies, does that give me the ice frequencies on there? Presumably not. No, so let's add that from the chart. So approach charts, runway 08 left ILS frequencies. Right, so 109.3. Not down there. Not up there, which means of course none of the FMS. So range navigation 109.3. And the course again was all together, so 109.3. The course of 095. Less. And then the VOR, this airport, Atlanta, is 116.9. Yeah, so that's fine. Less is inputs. Hopefully, that should guide to the airport as soon as you get there. I think you're on the left. And as soon as you get within range of Atlanta, that will give us a mileage for the arrival. Final question, fixes. Do these exist? They do. Perfect. Okay. So, back to flight plan. Grab the runway. Okay, runway 08 left, and just do it manually. Runway or runway Y? RW was it? Yeah, RW 08 left.
Altitude.
Altitude, so get you to our cruising altitude, thank you very much. Not in database, okay. Cool. We'll do it from Atlanta straight away then. So, flight's level 340, top of descent will be at 4816, 106. No. Okay, maybe not then. Cool. Okay. Most likely I don't know how this works, but it's not the end of the world. In my case, you don't need fixes, we can just guide ourselves in without, well, guide ourselves with our hand, I guess. And in the outside world. At this point, we are kind of flying just through central rural America. Not much going on out this part. Nearest town to us is going to be Bowling Green. Very shortly, we'll be the state of Kentucky behind. So out of Kentucky, flying to Tennessee, cross that, and into Atlanta. In fact, we're going to fly overhead to Nashville on our right hand side. Should get a pretty good view of that. Sort of doing this thing. Not very steady fossil that, but I guess it's gone back to the winds at the most. Tailwind of I think about 13 knots with variable, not the end of the world. I'll let the airplane do the work for us. And again, for the most part, the aircraft should itself in. Right, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, and I'll see you guys in a couple of moments. Hello again. Let's see how we're doing. Just going to put my phone on charge, probably have everything pop up on the screen. But it's down to about 11%, so I need to put a bit more battery into that. Yeah, that bridge's pretty good. Now approaching new BB. I have to go after that. Yeah, go away. Top drop, actually not too far away from this actually now, so I guess I was prepared for that. Range 80 miles, 40 miles, yeah, about 60 to go to 1%. That on our left, that's somewhere over there. And that's the airport of Nashville. There you go. That's Nashville, Tennessee over there. Not the clearest in the world, but does the job, I guess. Aircraft's performing fine. No complaints from me. Oh, I think FlyLive's frozen. Bear with me. What happened there? Give me 2 seconds, let me refresh this. Right, .cg FlyLive. Let me restart this. Is it working? I don't know. Ground speed right now is 453. Oh no, that is changing. It just appears to be very, very slow. Okay. Anyhow, flight's progressing well. Top is drop in about 40 miles. And we are fully configured for the arrival into Atlanta today. Now, I thought we'd been more than halfway at this point, but obviously not. Once I land at Atlanta, I'll have about an hour and 10 minutes of connection time before I need to transfer over to the flight up to New York, flying to JFK this evening. And that then brings me to the end of this, well, rather quite interesting day. So, of course, went to Lexington, headed to the diner, tried a hot brown because of an inside joke between me and my brother. If you go to my American 9738 video, that probably explains best as to why I'm going to Lexington. Well, because of a joke, because me and my brother are going through American businesses and restaurants and cafes and shops and like, let's try and find something fun. So it starts off in like, of course, Texas and Florida because those were the fun places, same with the news and all that. But we came across the hot brown and was like, yeah, we have no idea what it is. It's just cheese on the plate. We're going to have to buy it. Whoever goes to America first goes to Lexington and orders themselves a hot brown, or orders that. So it's an inside joke. Taking the, it's just taking a big out of Americans because that's what Europeans do. But honestly, I do love you guys. Got a couple of mates out in the US who I do talk to, and I do mess around with them as well because again, I'm sorry America, but you guys are the you're just the fun ones to poke fun at sometimes. But we love you, honestly. We love you truly. And of course, the bonus of flying Delta Airlines, the 717-757, completely unexpected. Just all of a sudden, the schedules lined up so well on the returns. Like, yep, I have to do this. It's just an opportunity too good to miss. So, we have the Atlanta charts. You start descent down to top of glide slope is 2,900 here, so down to 5,000 for Lowry, down to 4,000 Bazaar, Shell at 2,900, and then that's top of glide slope at 7.4 miles DME. Nice instructions approaching, nice and simple. As for the time of arrival, I honestly have no idea because, of course, this flight doesn't even exist yet. The first day this is September the 11th. Nope, September 12th. But it didn't change it over from Portland to New York. and the Lexington, so I presume just be the domestic stands kind of towards the eastern part of the sorry, just the western part of the terminal of the airport. And I know 757. Actually, 2000. I think Delta now have their own terminal at Atlanta, but it seems so old it doesn't actually feature it yet. So yeah, we'll join the general stands. We'll find a place to park it, and we'll just kind of hope for the best, I guess. So 2,000. Was it 2,900? I need to go down to. It's 2,900. Set the altitude to, and then the VNav to send for us. Yeah, nice and easy today. And again, TFDi design, the 717 being as automated as it is, it's just been an absolute dream to fly this aeroplane today. It really has been. Criminally underrated in my opinion. Criminally underrated this aeroplane. To be fair, both in real life and in flight sim, TF10 717 is a really good rendition. One of the most realistic aircraft in flight sim. And to be fair, this is from a software developer. TFDi design at heart a software developer. They do smart cars, PACX. They do some stuff with a jet stream radio. And so to have an aeroplane as good as this, it is good. I've been airborne now for 34 minutes. Of course, the Cronus airplane is automatic. Acts that automatic for us from rotates to touchdown. Take about an hour or so total. We've now hit the midpoint of this flight, and top of drop is just seconds away. So set the altitude to 2,900, and then speak to the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, updates from the flight deck. We're just going to start our descent into Atlanta shortly, and expect to land in the next 30 or so minutes. If you need facilities, please do so now, as we'll shortly prepare the cabin for approach and landing. Updates weather for you right now at Atlanta, where it's showing around 68 degrees Fahrenheit, with a slight breeze and a few clouds in the region. Thank you for choosing Delta Airlines. We hope you enjoyed the flight so far, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the flights to come. Once again, just past our descent and landing in approximately 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm in this pull on this aeroplane. Airbus, you push the button, it sets it. The 7-1, you pull the switch, and that sets it. There you go.
Stabilizer motion.
A little bit above our top of drop, but the aircraft should manage that without any problems. Maybe 100 meters at this point. So now go to the cabin. Quite a steep descent, I must admit. But again, the 717's MD-95 is a nimble little jet. Small in size, two rear-mounted engines, very, very powerful these. I believe if I remember correctly, I can't remember the exact engine, but the JT70, stuff like that. 717 engine. Ignore me, it's the Rolls-Royce BR700s. These are the biggest rear-mounted engines you can possibly get on a commercial jetliner. The Rolls-Royce BR700s. So scale-wise, the engine's massive, really, really powerful, and especially for a strong climb out, makes it known as the pocket rocket. It's up the runway, full power total takeoff, and just shoot up into the sky. And certainly got that with Volotea. So out of Venice, that departure was quite something. I've got a video on my normal channel, a vlog from that flight, and potentially at some point transfer that over to the new channel, the vlogging channel. So yeah, this channel's got the 717 vlog, and eventually we'll probably move over to the vlogging channel There's like a dedicated place to just kind of live there. But yeah, certainly was quite the adventure, and part of the reason I'm so excited to fly it again, 7.1, because it really is a fantastic little aeroplane. Didn't sell too on the market, but in later years, where the regional market is now really expanded, I mean, you've got the Bombardier C Series Airbus A220, you've got the Embraer E-Jets as well, E2s doing their thing, but the 717, while now pretty much outdated and falling out of the market, if it's still in production, probably would do quite well. And of course, you had, with Airbus taking over the C Series, you had Boeing trying to take over Embraer, and then that in itself then collapsed later on as well. So Boeing, to this day, don't really have much of a aircraft in this market. They were to reopen and introduce the McDonnell Douglas market. That's a great 717 and the 80 again, but the Long Island beach facility, that's long closed now. Right, continue our descent. VNav in full control of our speed and descent at this point. You can see we've now pretty much caught up with the altitude offset there. With 93 miles DME to Atlanta, that's now connected. So hopefully it's just getting close to the airport. Our message also comes to play quite easily. The approach land button's set on up there. Hopefully it's a dedicated localizer switch, which case to get close to the runway, you press approach and land, and the aircraft did rest from there. Right, it's back in 5 minutes. Cat lost my attention, do you? passing now through, well, just 13,000 feet. Set local altimeter to, let's finish this one, 3003. Also, I can set the decision heights. That's going to be a altitude 105. Okay, 110 will do. Yeah, progress-wise, actually doing pretty good at the moment. So you can see 16,000. So pretty much going to guide us straight into the runway, left-hand side straight to the localizer. Very nice approach to that. No real turns, no twists, no crazy extras on that. We're just flying straight in and then bring it into land. A little bit below it needs to be now, so the aircraft will kind of stabilise or balance out speed and altitude to keep it steady. I will take over manual speed. I can set that over here. So it's hold 270 knots for now. And then if I do the fixes, I get circles as well, based on my 10 miles and 4 miles. So enter the glide slope localizer and final configuration and projects landing. That we'll get onto in a little bit. 14,000, 15,000. See what's nice now. Come back on.
Gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Cabin crew. Dark hat wants so much attention. It's 5:15 in the morning at this point in time recording. But getting all the stuff I need to get done today, hopefully. Start recording 747 long will return. Now we just need to do 3 embryo videos to record sporadically over the next couple of days. Quite the task this. It's 16 flights. In fact it was more like 18-19 flights in total for September. Have a quick look. In total September, so I've done 2 flights already. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. So I've got 16 flights in total September. I've recorded all but 5 of them, and 2 of them are a Dublin trip at the end of the month after New York anyway, so those are easy to record. So, of the main 14 flights, I've done, hopefully, by tomorrow morning, 11 of them. Which in itself is quite an achievement, so, apart from that Drawyah, you're doing a good job for your channel, content-wise. Shortly approach 11,000 feet. So we're looking here and see if I can accelerate slightly. You know, really low track there. Cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. And lights come on. So I turn those off. Fair enough.
We have begun our final descent into Atlanta. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin.
Get factual replay up and running.
Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright
Stored
position.
over
Please also
here.
store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
There we go. And start recording that's for B717 at Atlanta. So she'll also get a replay going as well with the passenger views of our arrival in. So yeah, as I said, the CMAP PACX too short to actually feature the aircraft in real life for 27, but That's the left hand side, so it's where the 2 seats are, not 3, and just sitting just in front of the engine, so you get the full buzzsaw of the departure as well. What I'm going to do is we just have to rate about 1,000 feet per minute manually. So I'm going to bring that mark down a little bit because it's definitely on the low side where it needs to be right now. 2,000 knots you can set as well, passing 10,000. So a bit of manual inputs, just see if we can get the aircraft on a slightly better path in altitude wise, because yeah, we're way below where we need to be right now. So another good 20 miles into the intercept of the runway anyway. We're passing on this now approaching 7,000 feet. Localizer is now connected, localizer established, just waiting for the glide slope to now appear. Progress is good. Yes, this is kind of the view I'm getting in the flights. Altitude slowly catching up now, which is fine.
Altitude.
Just down to 220 knots. 220 knots. Start playing out the flaps. Just one.
Speed brake. Speed brake. Speed brake.
Speed rate retracted, that's fine. Now 200 knots. That's the airport. I need to let the aircraft fly at that. Altitude's pretty good. Low glide slope, just left the runway, so as far as I'm concerned, this is excellent. So by the time we hit Bazar, should be at 4,000. Just passing through 3,500 now, so we're about 1,000 feet, kind of below where we particularly need to be. We will level off 2,900s. The aircraft should kind of continue in from there. So the approach rate on the aircrafts. What's off the approach speed today? Minimum approach speed is, so that's 25.
Altitude.
Approach speed of 136. Another 2 lap slots left. An altitude warning, just telling us that we are now approaching the Nebula. Reduce these to 180 knots. We're going down to 170. Left-hand turn, and that should get us onto the localizer with that enter. Here we go. Roll those in sights.
Stabilizer motion.
Get the nose down a little bit. On the approach mode, on the localizer, holding glide slope, landing is armed. So as far as the aircraft's concerned now, we are bringing it down. Yourself comfortable. Now approaching Schnell. From Schnell, watch the vertical start to drop. And then from there, aircraft should come to the localizer and the glide slope will be established. Now 7 miles DME. There we go, Gladstone's armed. Down at 25.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Just 136 knots in approach speed.
Stabilizer motion.
Right. 5 miles approaching 4. Let's open engine checks. Gear down 3 greens, flaps set. Don't think I hold a brake. That'll be that many, that's fine. Yeah, landing is configured. Cabin crew, seats for landing please. Cabin crew are aware. Don't like the floating houses. There should not be any approach path to this airport, that's for sure. Well, we're pretty configured for landing. Let's bring it in, shall we? Manual throttle, please.
$1,000.
1000, stable approach. This bridge altitude set. Autopilot deactivates.
Autopilot.
My aeroplane.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Okay,
Autopilot.
can't sign the autopilot warning.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Yeah, a bit of a bounce. Reverse is set.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Shut it up.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
rest is idle.
Autopilot.
And locate
Autopilot.
runway to the right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Autopilot.
to
Oh, can I shut this up?
The local time is
Autopilot.
4:24 p.m. and it's currently
Okay, tell us to put it back on again. That shuts it up, apparently.
Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices.
Welcome to Atlanta. Not sure what happened there.
To a complete stop
I've never had that before. Surely it's a case of, well, deactivate the autopilot and then you can just... Yeah, it was caution, oh well. What's the radar off now, so turn that off. I'm just going to make my way over towards the stands. Spoilers down, that's up. Taxi to the gates. Very peculiar. Very peculiar. Then lights now come off, taxi lights can be set. No, we're minus 200 feet per minute that, so not terrible. Not terrible for my very first FSX landing in maybe 2-3 years now. An aeroplane, I've not flown in a little while as well. I did one kind of quick start off on the ground, like, do I remember this, yes or no? The answer was kind of. I'm going to take it from there. So, not the worst flight ever. And that ticks off the Delta Airlines segment of this flight. So we did 757 in a bit, and then move on to the 74. How many problems to record? But so we have got a replay. So I do stick around to the very end for the passenger perspective landing. Just going to the left here. Across the runway. Okay, no traffic, so shouldn't be much more of a visual check. To be fair, I was a bit cautious by the floating buildings as well. I saw those on the right hand side thinking, hang on a minute, is there AI turned on by accident? No, they're just people's houses floating at 1,000 feet off the ground for no apparent reason. That was a bit weird. Let's control tower view. APU. Grab the ground charts for this airport. Yeah, according to Volanta, that was on minus 129. It's even smoother than what FlyLive Studio is telling me. So it was a 129. I'll take that at any rate for sure. That's very good in 7.1. I presume then PACX will also go for the same as FlyLive, since that's just taking the data straight off NSFS. And again, the flat runways certainly don't help. On that occasion, it's a case of really perspective, which one do you follow as such? So we'll get ourselves over to the terminal. It's speedy there, 27 knots. I'll make left here. We'll park on the right hand side. get the jet bridge in the hopes that this would actually work. So at the so I tried to do the jet bridge at Lexington, just gave me a warning, make sure we parked at the standard jet bridge, which to be fair, I was, but again, FSX sorry, can be temperamental at times as well. So let's stand here, get rid of the taxi lights that we're putting to a stand on down the ground, blinds the ground crews, and switch, there it is. Put it to stand, and then bring this segment to an end. Bottom right set. APU should be available, yes it is. APU sets, sets, fuel flow cuts, and there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlanta. Local time right now is approximately 31 minutes past 4, with temperature side at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Flight time total is 59 minutes, just under an hour for you today, as we allow you to now disembark the aircraft with front set doors. We thank you for flying with Delta Airlines. We hope you enjoyed the flight aboard today, and we hope to see you again in the very near future. Cabin crew, this time doors cross check please. Thank you very much for flying with us today. Right, that goes to the back. See what times we can listen. Turn off. That comes off. And as that connects, that's fine. Ground pane is set, cone set, rules jot set. And there you have it. Okay, if my flat jet bridge doesn't reach, I know it's still moving. Ignore me, still moving. Yeah, there we have it. Welcome to Atlanta. Honestly, really enjoyed that flight. As a flashback in the 717 from TFDi design, which I had was doors as an aeroplane, and even now I still do doors as an aeroplane through and through. Really well put together. Flying it's like a dream. It really is one of my favourite aircraft in flight sim. Just saying it's an FSX, P3D, and doesn't appear to move over just yet for MSFS. I hope it will do. I really do. But for the time being, this aircraft will have to now put away, back on the shelf, and leave behind for a little while longer. So, yeah, that's the end of the flight segment. Let's pop open PACX, and let's have a look at the flight report. So, Delta 1276, 717-200 from Lexington to Atlanta, 59-minute flight time, planned departures this time recording, planned 97 passengers, satisfaction 92%. Landing rate of 203 and a plot time 117 total. So overall, a very short flight. Yeah. So how about replay for this? I can now finish replay on functional replay. Flight's already ended on Volanta, which is fine. I'm going to start the edges up again, just to get it ready to fly. Stereo, close U. Hopefully, in which case now click on load. Select 717 flight. And spawn it in on the short final into Atlanta. Hopefully this works. Okay, it's loaded something. Right, there we go. That's going to do it. Cool. Okay, right, so right hand side, we'll do it from my seat kind of view, which is over here. This point, I think they're struggling with the random autopilot disconnect alarm, which I just couldn't turn off for whatever reason, no matter what I did. So not sure what happened there. That was just completely odd. Out of character 717. I'll report it as a bug later on. There we go. Short finaling, small adjustments, and touchdown. 138 knots that was, so speed was pretty much bang on the recommended 137. 136 even. Now, of course, to speed in TFDi design, we have got some pretty good slick camera views from the outsides. Go to aircraft, go one of these. Definitely on the ground. So short final in, nice and steady. Here comes the flap, hard the engines, and touchdown. Positive 1000 session 49, I'll take that. Touchdown was quite that smooth. Get nose down, and then the reverse can start. Yeah, that was spot on there. The only other views from. Oh yeah, hang on. That's the reverse thrust in action. We've got to do that. We've got to do that. So short final in, keeping it steady. Start the fair in the idle. A little bit left of centre line, but not terribly off. But then, goes all down, start the reversers. Look at that, that's a proper clamshell. That's a reverse thrust. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. One more view, this time from the tower perspective, tower view. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, as far as I can zoom apparently. Go away. Oh, don't tell me the jet bridge there is going to randomly block our view the wrong way. Boo! Boo! We've missed a good bit. Blimmin'. Okay, hang on. Let's try flyby view then. Can't do tower view. Let's let flyby do all the fun stuff for us. So, short final in. Keep it steady. There we go, that's more like it. That's more like it. So yeah, there you have it. That's the Boeing 717 from Lexington to Atlanta. Delta Airlines colours. So like I say, I've got about an hour and 10 minutes now here in Atlanta before I transfer over to my 757 flight to New York. What can I say that I've not already said? Really, really love this airplane. Apart from the random autopilot disconnect at the end, which I couldn't figure out to turn off, that was absolutely superb. Love this airplane to this day, still do. So yeah, that was it for our video today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if you're not already. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, if you're still around, I'll see you about an hour and 10 minutes for our next leg back up to New York. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.